I brought a friend with me.
You brought a friend. Why don't you introduce your friend?
This is one of the stars of the movie that we were about to talk about, Live Love. This is Matthew Tarracone.
Oh, God, you're so nice. Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Welcome to the podcast. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna do what we do every week. We guess the box office numbers.
Oh yeah, and I was so off last time.
You were a little off last time. So we're gonna go through that, and then we're gonna make some guesses. If you guys want to join in for what's coming out next weekend, by all means, feel free.
Oh man, yeah, I need to redeem myself.
And then we will jump in and talk to you guys about the movie, and then after that, we're gonna kind of talk more about the movie. So we're gonna kind of interview you two, and then we'll actually discuss the movie in depth. Well, maybe not too much in depth, but.
You get, yeah, we're not going to spoil the whole thing. Yeah, we're not jerks like that. We'll spoil Batman next week, but we're not going to spoil this.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right, so to remind you guys of picks from last week.
Can we just skip it?
No, we can't skip it.
God
Sorry.
damn it.
So the Allegiant, the whatever movie series, the trilogy complete
of the Divergent series.
The Divergent series
yes.
That came out last weekend, and Chris, Mark, and Katie, you all went with Allegiant.
Yeah.
Chris, you went 46.9.
Again, let's not talk about it.
Mark went 28.4, and Katie went 27.3, and I went with Zootopia with $23.3 million.
You look very happy, Tyler.
I'm a little happy. So number 5 of last week was Deadpool. It made $8 million. It's up to 340.
It's getting close.
It's getting close. So we got two to beat, 350, and then the 372 for Passion of Christ.
I don't see 372 happening.
It's going to be close.
Yeah.
It's down to 2,900 theaters. So
it's still got a big chunk of theaters it's in.
So we'll see what happens there. Number 4, 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Which was really good.
$12.5 million.
Was I right, though, Mark, about it being titled anything else?
Yeah, it could have been,
10 anything else Lane?
It didn't have to do with Cloverfield.
It
could have been a star of its own.
J.J. Abrams, that was about it.
Yeah.
That's business right there.
But that ending I did not see coming. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah. Oh, see that, and I'm the opposite. It was exactly what I expected. So.
Interesting. Number 3, Miracles from Heaven, came out with $15 million.
I can't believe people went to see this movie.
Lots.
There's a niche market for that.
You're right.
It's it made, since because it came out on Wednesday, it's 18.5 total right now. A budget of $13 million.
There you go.
So
that's
for Garner's comeback.
Yeah.
Did she ever go anywhere?
She was a wife of Affleck for all these years, not do anything, I guess.
She was in lots of movies over that time.
She was in what was it, Dallas Buyers Club?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
She's in tons of stuff.
He hasn't completely fallen off.
Number 2, the Divergent series, Allegiant.
Ah, there it is.
$29 million.
So you had the right number, Mark.
I did.
Yeah, just the wrong movie.
Yeah.
And number 1, Zootopia, with $38 million. So I was well under.
Oh yeah.
Well under. So it's back to back right there.
Oh.
Back to back wins, not even just retaining.
Yeah. Not
hey,
yes.
So what comes out this week, Tyler?
A tiny film.
There's a movie that's limited release called I Saw the Light.
Oh, okay.
Tom Hiddleston is in this one.
Huh.
So Loki.
Loki, yes, correct.
Thank you.
There is the sequel to My Big Fat Greek Wedding, which is entitled My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2.
A clever title.
My question because she made a television series.
Right.
So
should
that
this
take
be 3?
That into consideration?
I have.
Is that canon?
Yeah.
You know what? When I saw the trailer for this, I was like, wait, they did a sequel to this?
Is John Corbett back? Because he wasn't in the TV series. They replaced him with someone else.
He is back.
The whole cast is back
Okay,
for the movie.
So that then puts the TV series into a serious question with the canon here.
Because they replaced him
I think-
with somebody else?
I think we're okay.
A divorce rate in America makes sense.
You're
There you go.
absolutely right.
Perfect. So, and then there's this little film that you may or may not know.
I hear it's about this alien and this guy in a weird costume.
Yeah, he dresses up like a bat and
Yeah.
wanders around. I think they call him Batman.
It's I saw an awesome poster. It said "Orphan Battle" the movie.
I saw that.
I did see too. Yeah, that was. So for those of you who do not know what we're talking about, it's Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. It is hitting 4,100 plus theaters,
And looks terrible, but I'm still going to see it.
and
On
that's
opening night.
Yep.
okay. Oh dear.
I hope I'm wrong.
But you know, you're going with very, very low expectations.
Extremely low expectations.
The IMDb, I think I saw this morning, was like a 9.2 or something ridiculous.
Really?
I mean, again, yeah, going in with low expectations is a good thing. So, I just think
Absolutely.
Yet or no?
I just think they've shown too much in the trailers.
Yeah, I'm stoked to see Affleck do this. He fits the Bruce Wayne mold. He does. Like, he
He
fits
does.
Bruce
Oh
Wayne.
yeah, don't get me wrong.
The
He's
casting is
going to be a great Bruce Wayne.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just by watching the trailer, he's going to be a great Bruce Wayne.
He's got the
Think-
chin.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's got the chin. It's going to be a great. It's going to be a great solo film when they do one for Batman.
Especially because he's writing
He's
it.
directing it too.
He's writing
Yeah,
and directing
right.
it and doing all that.
Yeah.
I just think that, you know, for Batman versus Superman, like, this is why Civil War is so good, because we've spent 9 years with these characters, like, getting to know them. So when they fight, that it means something to us.
Yeah.
You're introducing a new Batman, and he's fighting a Superman that we've only seen once. Like, I can't, you know, and that Superman movie wasn't all that good. It was okay. So, I don't know.
There's
Yeah,
no
we'll
rating
see.
on Rotten Tomatoes.
I would imagine not. Yeah.
Nothing yet.
No.
I'm trying to figure out how IMDb has a rating already.
Yeah, I was curious who made that rating, but it was there.
People are just clicking
The fanboys, yeah.
the fanboys are just clicking tens, and then the non-fanboys are clicking ones. So it, Harley, just killing him. All right, so
Wow.
for Chris and Mark,
Yep.
whoever else wants to is in our Slack chat. Please go into that, and we'll get you guys, Rob and Matt, to guess in a second. Once these guys, you guys can guess now while they're doing this.
Oh man, no way. After last time, I gotta go last.
You want to go last? That's
I gotta go last.
you guys can hear what we're guessing, and then you can go for it that way.
Yeah, I'm with that.
All right. So, are you two ready?
Getting there.
Getting there. Too many numbers to type in.
That's right, it's so many digits.
So many digits to type in.
Alright, I'm ready.
All right. 1, 2, 3, send.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay, cool. I got the $1 bid then.
Yeah, you basically did. All right. So we're all kind of over the map. I'm going big here.
You're going.
We're all going with the Batman Superman,
Yeah.
obviously. Chris is going with $101.881 million. Mark is going $175.4 million. And I am going $205.123 million.
That's a lot.
It is a lot, but
It's bold.
I don't know. I think it's going to do it.
I
I don't doubt the 200 at all. Like I would hesitate to say it. I don't doubt it.
So I want 175.
Yeah.
I'm going for it, guys. I'm going for it. So, why don't you guys?
I don't want to go 150 because that's too low.
Are we talking
Like,
domestic or are we talking worldwide?
Just
domestic.
All right. Well, I mean, considering Deadpool's opening weekend, like 134, I'm gonna go ahead and say 145.
All right.
That's our move.
155. All right, I'll go 150 then. We'll just
There you
in the
go.
same ballpark. I'll beat him. You know.
Right,
you go.
Yeah.
Price is wrong, Bob.
right?
I have a feeling you're gonna be right though with the 200. To be honest, it's gonna
be close.
It might be like 202, and that's gonna suck for you if it's
Yeah,
202.
it's 204.9.
Yes.
Or it just makes $205 million flat out.
Yeah.
Because I've had the 0.1.
Yeah, just cause.
Just cause. Oh, damn it. Son of a.
But then you wait for the recount. Like, let me just get the official.
Yeah, we need the official.
Yeah, recount, please. Because these are just estimated numbers today.
Yeah.
But, anywho. Rob, why don't you remind our listeners of who you are and what you do?
Yeah, I'm a filmmaker from New York, and I make movies that no one's really seen yet, but hopefully this will change that.
Excellent. This is your first feature?
Yeah, it's the first full length.
And Matt, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, since we have not had you on the podcast yet?
Absolutely. So, New York resident as well. New York City-based actor. I actually do software by day. It's like my glorified waiter job.
Nice, me too.
It's really? Yeah, I do. Do you really?
I do. I'm a software developer.
Nice. I do.
Podcast by night and software developer by day.
Oh shit! Nice. Yeah, we do BI. So I'm more on the sales side. The gift of gab. Talk shit all day on phones. So yeah, that's the week thing, a weekday gig, and then nights and weekends, and when the right jobs come paying, I am an actor as well. Originally from a suburb of Washington D.C. and moved up to New York. I think it was 2013. So yeah, that's the dilly.
Awesome.
All right, so let's chat about the movie plot, I guess we can say, for now, and then we'll get into details in our post show. We have we split our episode into two, and we do a little after credits episode. That way, if somebody's listening and they don't want to hear that they haven't seen the movie yet, and they don't want anything spoiled for them, they don't have to listen. So, but they get the rest of the show. So Live Love, kind of go through the basic plot for us there, Rob.
Yeah, so basically the movie is about these two people who meet, and it's basically just about the beginning of their relationship. This girl happens to be a cam girl, which kind of poses one of the main conflicts in the movie. But in general, it's, if you guys have watched it, you'll see that it's more about the relationship between these two, and kind of like the early stages of a relationship, and then what happens once that early stage is over, kind of thing.
Yeah, I thought you captured that really well, like the getting to know each other part. The one thing that I really enjoyed was her having to explain what it was to him. I thought that was really funny.
Awesome.
What did I say? Like a reality show?
Yeah. What's that, like a reality show? Yeah. So,
Chris.
How was it putting this? How was it putting this movie together? Like, what was your process like?
So initially, this came kind of on a fast track. I had the idea for a while, which I think we talked about briefly, so I won't go too into it. But I had the idea for a while, and then when I was finishing up at the School of Visual Arts, I kind of wanted to make a feature while I can still, use a lot of the equipment from school, so I would be able to do it on a low budget, and would actually be able to make it. So it was kind of on the fast track from November of 2014, I guess. Yeah, so November 2014, I started writing, and then we were in production by April. So yeah, there was a lot going on, and not a lot of time, and it was all with basically no money. Everything we were doing was asking people if we can use their locations for free and everything. All the money was basically just food and transportation. That was basically all we could afford. So it was a lot of like scrambling around, just going here to there, and making sure you know, because there was a lot of things, especially when you're working with no money, a lot of things fall through like last minute or, you know, even not last minute. So as well as directing this, I was also one of the producers, and, you know, there was a lot of things we were dealing with on the fly. So it was a long venture. And then actually last time we spoke was basically only the halfway mark, because we had our Indiegogo campaign to raise more money. So after that, it was, you know, we jumped back into production, and we shot for another, I think it was another 14 days. So that was, you know, getting right back into it, but it really felt kind of all natural. Like we were all still kind of really into the project at that point. No one kind of, you know, we didn't mentally finish it yet, which was like, you know, really important, I think, and that kind of made it so when watching the movie, you know, you don't really feel like it's that separated, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It didn't feel like any time had passed. At all. Like it was, it was very well done.
Cool. That's great to hear. So, and again, so like that was, you know, getting back into it was tough, and, you know, but it was fun, and we did it. And then the editing was obviously a whole nightmare in itself, going on for a year. And I only say nightmare just because, you know, I personally was editing it, so I was looking at it for a very long time. And I love the project, and I still kind of watch it.
You know, you've seen my face. Imagine staring at my face for over a year and a half.
Right.
I luckily had two beautiful faces to look at, so that worked out. But yeah, let me put Matt on, and he can tell you about his experience a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, guys, you know, and to be honest, I want you to be honest with me and tell me how you really feel. Don't keep blowing smoke up my ass, okay?
Yeah, we'll get performance stuff in it.
Yeah, exactly. I'll leave for that part. I'll just make it short and sweet. No, the process was cool, man. I met Rob. Ironically, my phone died before the audition, and I didn't know his buzzer like into the building. I remember that, and I had to go to like a subway next door. Unfortunately, I had the like number written down, and I used the subway phone. And I think I was like 30 minutes late even getting into the audition, because I just didn't know which buzzer to be hitting. My phone was dead. But that was my first impression with Rob, you know, being late. And moving forward, no, it was cool. You know, working with Elena. She does, from what I know, it was more theater based. So, you know, she had her style. I had kind of my style, really focusing more on film and TV. And the kind of the joking even on set, just because her language barrier, she didn't get sometimes some of the stuff we would say. So it was just interesting kind of teaching her, you know, some new things, getting to work with a different style of an actor.
I definitely think that like that hopefully came through a little bit too. That like that kind of playfulness was going on.
Yeah, it felt genuine.
It was real.
Yeah, it did feel genuine.
Yeah, it really was cool. But it was funny because I actually in real life I had just come out of like a real breakup, and it like, destroyed me at the time, and that was kind of just using that into the beginning into the character. And, you know, I think I've actually credited Rob and Elena just saying how they kind of got me through that, and they're working on this film like kind of brought me back to life, so to speak. So, you know, screw you, ex-girlfriend. Thank you, Rob. And, no, it was a lot of long nights, a lot of long weekends. You know, a true passion project, you know, that we really got dedicated with, and it was a great experience all the way through.
How was it working with the vendors? Like, I know you guys were going and trying to get spots for free and all that jazz. Were people receptive to it and saying, yeah, sure? Or did you have to, I don't know, what did you have to do to get that kind of stuff?
I'll do that one example just in that coffee shop that one day.
Yeah.
We were in a kind of walking outside or by a coffee shop, and I think we were just getting coffee in the shop. Yeah. And I ended up like, kind of saying to Rob, I was like, yo, it'd be really cool like we shot in here. There's not a lot of people in here right now. So we had planned us to shoot out on the sidewalk, and I walked up, and like I told you, I mean, I do sales for a living, so I just kind of walked in there and started talking. I was like, look, it'd be great advertisement for you guys. Your coffee shop's going to be in the scene, and, you know, if we could just use this space over here. And they were really open to it, and actually just invited us all in. We had, you know,
she was super cool.
Yeah, we had the lighting, everything all in there, just taking up their entire shop. But
a lot of the people like you, and I don't know if any of you guys have like tried making any movies like low budget, but like you'll find like people are, it's either hit or miss. Like they're either super open arms and like anything you need, no problem, or they're just like, get out of here, I don't want to see you.
Yeah,
And
either
there
one.
was actually like one other situation I can remember vividly was there was the bar scene that we needed to do. We actually we had a bar booked basically since the beginning of the shoot, and then like literally the day before we not the day before we were shooting. So say this was a Thursday, we were shooting the scene on a Sunday, but you know we were shooting Saturday as well, so it was going to be, you know, a weekend of shooting. I get this phone call like that day that, you know, we don't have this bar, and I'm just like, well, what the hell? Like, I don't, you know, I was trying to prepare for that weekend or whatever. So that day, me and the other producer, we literally must have went to like 15 bars just around in the city, just like walking in and out, just everywhere. And then finally, you know, we walked into this one place, the owner was there, and this guy was just like, oh, you're making movies? Like, that's really cool. I'm actually, you know, he ended up being a cross-country runner who was like having a documentary made about himself. So he was like super into movies at that current time, and he just let us shoot there for free and was like totally down with anything. So that was like one of the experiences. It's just like, you know, that we literally got turned down 14, like if not 14 times more, I'd say, in like one morning. But
Wow.
you know.
Bar fight?
Oh
We got
wow,
a
this is awesome.
legitimate bar fight.
Yeah,
On
okay.
set.
So when you're getting permission for locations, for any young filmmakers listening, make sure you have the owner's permission. Because we were under the understanding that we did, and we went to this place, and we clearly, the person that we thought was going to be there, that we actually had permission from, wasn't there, and there ended up being a situation where basically the bar was open while we were shooting, and there was a lot of drunk people at the bar. We had a lot of extras in our scene, and they were getting pretty drunk throughout the day. And you know, I was shooting, this is when I was DPing the film as well, so I'm behind the camera, we're in the middle of the scene, and there were things like leading up to this, like there were words being exchanged for a while. But we're in the middle of the shot, and I just see in the background just like this old man just like comes out and tackles one of the extras in the background, and
Like,
there
yeah.
ends up being a dog pile. Like in seconds, there's just like 10-15 bodies on the floor, and
Oh, it's crazy.
yeah, like everybody obviously on set, like all the cast and crew were kind of just stunned. We were just like jaw drop. Some were laughing, some were kind of just didn't even know how to react.
This was like the first few days of production. I mean, we were just getting into it. It was really early on.
That could have, yeah, that could have been a real deal breaker, and like it definitely wasn't. Like it could have been a real like morale killer. Like I was definitely, it was, you know, up to that day probably, or no, up until now, probably like the most embarrassing thing I've ever, you know, been through as a filmmaker, like putting my crew through, and I would never, you know, never want to do that or never do it again. Like that is the lesson learned. Lesson should have been learned going into that, but like, you know, I would never want to put anybody in trouble or in any kind of danger. But yeah, everyone luckily was okay, and everyone kept a steady head. Like everyone was cool going out of it, so it didn't stop us.
I just jumped in front of the camera, and that was my job, just protect the camera. I remember
Awesome.
I get the red sitting in the background. I just stood right in front of it. I was like, no one comes near this. That's the only job. Just get them away from the camera.
That is hilarious.
I guess you guys can organically fit that into the movie then.
Yeah, I was gonna say, at least be in the DVD extras.
Unfortunately, the fight happened. We were shooting across a pool table, and the fight was happening on the floor, and it was, you know, the footage was just not quite usable, or else it would have been in there.
Yeah. Awesome.
So,
yeah,
that was definitely one of the more memorable. I'm glad you brought that up. That happened.
That's
definitely
amazing.
Well, at least you guys have some memories to look back on.
Exactly.
Some
Good,
stories.
bad, ugly. Yeah.
Right on. Is there anything else you guys want to throw at us, and before we dive into the movie?
I mean, I'm, you know, first of all, thank you guys so much for even watching the movie, for having me on. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I'm really just curious to hear what you guys think.
All right.
Yeah, I can't
Are
wait
you
to hear
guys
you
gonna
sing
kick
my
us off?
praises. You know, I can't wait.
The
Things you've
acting was incredible.
I know my head's just growing right now. Gotta keep going. Stroke that ego.
Actually, you know what? I will say this. I really enjoyed the music in the movie. The score and the like song selection was fantastic.
Wow, great. Thank you.
We actually have a pretty funny story about that. Not funny, but Rob and I sit down and watch this probably like a month ago, and there's like no sound yet, right? So
We didn't have the music yet.
he puts like Justin Bieber on in the background. We have the Bieber album just going through it. It sounded good with Bieber. It really did. Like the album just had a song for every
Everything
scene.
sounds
And
good, Bieber.
but he ends up bringing me over. He's like, "Yo, just come check it out. We just got the scoring done. I had a great composer. You know, X, Y, Z. So come over and hop over." We're sitting there and like kind of going through it, and we have a moment where we kind of just turn and like look at each other on the couch. It's just like this cheesy moment, but like we're like hitting each other, like just so happy because it really did mesh really well with the music and transitions and everything were just spot on. I thought, yeah, so great job, bro.
And
Good find.
Julian Crowhurst was the composer, and he is the man. And actually, this was the first time I got to work with a composer. I've made other shorts, but I have a lot of friends who are musicians, so they give me music to use, and it's all kind of original stuff. But this is the first time I've ever gone back and forth, with songs and built on songs with the composer, and really kind of had that opportunity. And Julian was like so open to any feedback. We'd text each other. At one point, we were texting until like 3-4 in the morning, and on a nightly basis too. This isn't like a couple days, and again, he was not working for any real budget by any means. So this was from passion on his part as well, which I can't be more thankful. So that's awesome that you appreciated that.
yeah, I really did. And the his name, he played Theo. I know his name was Theo.
Yeah.
Was that actually him?
Yeah, that's a song he wrote.
I really enjoyed that too. So.
Wow, great. Awesome. Yeah, he actually, I started filmmaking, like my first step into the world was doing music videos, and one of the artists I ended up working with a lot was one of his good friends. And when I was doing this, I knew I needed a musician, and he's never acted before, or not like in a movie. I know he kind of says he's done like some theater back in the day or whatever, but this was really his first role, and his persona is just such like, he's got that like character, whatever it is, and I just thought of him right away.
Right on. All right. Well, let's jump into the movie and go through it. So, as Rob said, the movie is about obviously a guy breaking up with his girlfriend, played by Matt. Name is in the movie is Chris, and he meets a webcam girl, unbeknownst to him at the time, but. And they kind of hit it off, and
Well, she was also witness to the breakup as well.
witnessed,
So,
yes, and that was a great opening scene.
It was good, yeah.
It was a great way to start the flick, because you've got Lily in the foreground, you got her right there,
Yeah,
and
he's
then
in the
you've got
background,
the background, and that's the breakups happening basically in the background. So it was fun, and then from there,
Breakups are always fun, aren't they?
they're always a good time.
Guys, come on, you're rubbing the wound right now.
Breakups are a great time, aren't they?
Oh man. I just ran into that girl just the other day, actually.
No.
At a coffee shop?
Oh, yeah, showed up at my doorstep just like they always do.
Of course.
Grass is never greener, is it? There you go. Oh, please go on though.
Please. So, since we got you here, Matt, how was it working with Elena? Is that how you say your name?
I believe Elena.
Elena.
Okay.
So again, she was a complete delight. Quirky in her own ways. Certainly when you have like this kind of role, where it is romantic and you are getting to know each other. I think we kind of made it a point, just to go out of our way to spend time with one another and get to know each other and kind of just walking around. And
Sure.
so, on days for rehearsing, we would be having lines, but they'd be like, all right, let's go get dinner, or let's go for a walk. And I don't know, have you guys been in New York?
Yep.
Yep.
So I'm like right there, like where like Washington Square Park is. So we would just kind of had almost the same moments you're seeing in the film where they're just kind of walking. And that was kind of how we would kind of spend our time. So, I'd learn a lot about where she grew up in Italy, and likewise with me, and family, friends. But altogether, yeah, the actual working experience, again, very easy. There always was a bit of sometimes a disconnect within our jokes because our wit is very different from what you'd have from an Italian. But
Right.
by the end of it, yeah, it was definitely like we had forged a family there between everyone. Everyone on set, down from sound, lights, every piece of the crew. Rob, not really, but everyone else, yeah, connected really well.
I was just texting the whole time.
Yeah, he wasn't paying attention.
Just counting the money, right?
Yeah, exactly. But no, she was absolutely great. Even watching her performance, she really did just kill it and do a stellar job. So I was very very fortunate to get to work with her on it.
Because it helps that it's both offset and onset. You're trying to get to know each other, and you can sort of use that as a tool to get a better performance as well. As you said, you had just broken up with your girlfriend, so that I think obviously helped you in portraying that into the film as well, right?
Well, the fact that also, like, she was never, I think I might have mentioned this last time we talked too, the character was written to be an American originally, and then Elena kind of just blew us away auditioning. But, that definitely I feel like might have helped as well because, it was something different, and she wasn't a cam girl, she wasn't a porn star obviously, but she was, not like us. There was just something naturally different, and I think that might have helped. Subtextually, something just
So,
go ahead.
oh yeah, okay. So I don't know if because I have a question about the ending of the movie, and I really don't want to spoil it. But it's so. Oh man, how do we do this without spoiling it?
Are you thinking of it? Are you thinking like Inception at the end where the dreidel still?
No. I'm just asking, like did they flip the camera on at the end? That's all I'm asking.
I think they did.
I won't say anything besides that the purple light was on.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then also, even before that, what I said to her, kind of going into it. I can't say it, but
Yep.
But
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure, and yeah, okay. It's like the
rapid duck drawing was a key thematic tool.
right.
It was a great tool. Like, what do you see?
Yeah.
I saw the rabbit right away. That's exactly what I saw. So
I saw the duck right away too.
Were any of you guys familiar with the experiment by any chance?
I was not.
Yeah, I was familiar with it.
I was not. So
I knew right away that there was both.
Yeah,
there.
yeah, and it's just trying to instill in him.
Yeah.
I just read the lines in the script. I have no idea what I'm.
You googled it later, remember?
No, there wasn't anything on the screen.
he didn't actually Google it. They put it in at the end.
I was actually looking at cam girls.
I like the scene when he was looking it up at work, and I'm like, maybe look it up on your cell phone instead of the computer.
True story. That's my real office.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
My office. We went in there on a weekday before work. We got in there like 6 a.m. and actually, so during the fundraising, a lot of people from my office were just so supportive just of me doing this, which is kind of shocking in the business world. But a lot of them donated to the film as well, and I did let them know that there's going to be a scene within the actual office. I don't know how that's going to play out, like if I broke any rules there. But
Right? Yeah, you gotta be careful because
we'll see.
HR is going to want to talk to you.
There wasn't a lot being showed, so I think you're probably okay.
Hopefully his acting thing plays out. Yeah.
I think one of my favorite scenes was the scene where they're out for their walk, and they're talking about that story where they meet in France, and we only have 24 hours together until I have to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, okay, well, I'm going to turn my phone off. What are we going to do?
Mm-hmm.
That was a really great scene for me.
Even the shots up too. I thought it was. Were we both saying the same thing? Or was that? Oh no, I heard like an echo. But no, I just like, having that New York backdrop, and it was a lot of dialogue, just like a walking piece of dialogue, and I thought that was really really great scene as well. Good eye, Rob. Yeah.
The one thing I discovered with the opening shot of the movie is they're building a lot of buildings in New York City.
Yeah.
The opening shot was all cranes.
That's Manhattan. That's not even Long Island. That's not even like the outskirts or a borough. That is still Manhattan.
That's crazy.
Hard.
Well, they got to have the cranes there for Spider-Man, right?
Exactly. I think it's a really cool thing just about filming, in New York too. Like everyone is so I don't want to say numb to it, but just it's not a big deal when you are walking down the street. Like you don't have to have a permit. People won't stare at your camera because it happens all over the city. It's such an open thing, and we didn't have any real issues outside of a bar fight. Really outside, just people were really just kind of cool with us filming around. We were able to talk to the public while it was happening, and it was just a really cool environment. Getting to shoot everywhere around New York. I love living in this damn place.
There was never any, oh, why are you filming me? None of that stuff.
I don't think so. To be honest, the only like we said, the only bar brawl was the only real issue. Besides that, everywhere we went, people, in general with New York, like you either if you're somewhere without a permit, you're either gonna get kicked out right away, and like it's somewhere you just can't film at, or you can just do anything and no one will even look twice.
That's awesome.
Canada, though, I want to come up there.
Well, get your movie into TIFF and come on up.
True. Oh, cool. I definitely will submit to that, man. We got to hang out. That'd be awesome.
Toronto International
And
Film
our dollar
Festival.
is significantly lower
Yeah.
than yours.
Yes.
A
Yeah.
bonus for you guys.
Yeah.
TIFF is in September, I believe.
I just met some really nice ladies from Toronto area. I was down in Mexico, I think, like a month ago, and I met some very, very nice Canadian ladies from the Toronto area. So I will be visiting there very shortly, I think.
There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Is you guys have anything else you want to say that you enjoyed or did not enjoy?
Yeah, anything.
No, with the hour long, it made it easily watchable, and it didn't drag on. Everything kind of flowed naturally. There wasn't any scenes that was dragging, so
Yeah.
it was a very quick watch. It was
It was an
Concise.
easy watch too.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, okay, when's the next scene happening? It was just you just sat there and watched, and it
Yeah.
was
I know you're right. Nothing dragged. It was that was good.
and the subject matter is like kind of like, I guess, more for today's audience because it talks about online dating and how that's the norm now as opposed to meeting someone face to face and having conversations these days, right? So, like even the mention of Tinder.
Yeah, and that made me feel really old, by the way.
By the way, I watched the Tinder scene, and I saw the girls I was swiping no to, and I was wondering, why the hell am I swiping no to them? I literally watched that, I was like, why would I say no to them? And then like the bunch of like, yes, sorry for women. Kind of.
Yeah, imagine
You know what I'm getting at.
imagine watching the movie and seeing them swipe left on you. Like I'd be pissed.
I was like, what?
No.
Yeah. Ladies, if that was you, I'll swipe right for you any day. There you go.
oh god.
American Honey, swipe you right.
And speaking of film festivals, you're submitting to a few now?
Yeah, we have only, I think, submitted to 3 so far. We're really still to this point. We're only submitting at like the final deadlines just because we're still doing some like small tweaks on it.
Sure.
So we're waiting to like the last minute to submit to everything. So right now we're writing things out, but we got 3 in so far that we're waiting to hear back from.
Cool.
And which ones are they?
There's one that's called the Brooklyn Rooftop Film Festival, which is, I think it's like 5 days, and they screen movies on a rooftop in Brooklyn, which is pretty awesome.
Sounds awesome.
Pretty sweet.
And then the other one is another one in New York, like the New York International or some filmmaker showcase. All 3 were in New York.
Nice.
And they're all like pretty moderate. Like we didn't go Tribeca this year or anything like that.
Right on, right on.
We're saving that for next year.
Awesome.
Going. Any plans in the future to make other films? Is there anything in the works?
Yeah, there's definitely there's been a couple things that have been getting tossed around. I haven't been able to fully dive into anything yet, just because I'm trying to again just get this done, and I'm kind of in charge of all like the marketing and getting into all the festivals and stuff. So it's been really tough to divert attention, just because like I feel like at this point I really want to do this right, you know, before moving on. I've put almost, I guess, 14-15 months so far into this, so I want to really stick it out for another couple and put my all into it. But yeah, there's a couple scripts that I've been looking at. I've been talking to some other producers that hopefully will get into fruition, if not by this summer, soon after that.
Okay.
Definitely by the end of the year I'm going to be shooting something.
Awesome. Yeah, let us know. We'll
Yeah.
have you back on.
Awesome. Yeah, no, absolutely. You guys will be the first to know.
And it's nice to get one underneath your belt too, to kind of show everybody what you got and what your style's like.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, I'm just, I'm really glad that you guys, were able to appreciate it. I'm sure, you're able to see the whatever, flaws were in there. It was my first time making a movie. It was all our first venture, but we're very confident that this was a solid showcase for what we were able to do with what we had and where we are in our lives. And as long as people can appreciate that and appreciate the movie for what it is, I think that's all we can hope for.
Right on. So before we sign off, how about you guys shout out your social media, how to get a hold of you if anybody wants to get in touch or follow you to find out more about the information, how they're going to be able to get to watch the movie or watch other stuff that you guys are involved in.
Yeah, absolutely. You can find us on Twitter. Our handle is livelove_civil. And then Facebook, if you just search Live Love the movie, you could find us. As far as when you can watch the movie, I would definitely just following us on those. You can find out when we're gonna screen and where we're gonna screen it, because we're not gonna be releasing this publicly until we figure out what the potential is and what we can end up doing with it. So until then, we're if we end up getting into festivals, which we really hope and think that we will, look out and see if we're playing near you and come through.
Right on.
Right. And yeah, you can find me at Vince Butane. It's a very odd name. It's my, we'll get into that later. It's my porn name when I was a child. I thought Vince Butane sounded really cool.
You always knew he'd be
From
stuck.
from when you were a child, that's
I made up one, I think, like after seeing Boogie Nights as a kid. I was like, yeah, I need a
Gotcha.
name. And Vince
Right
Butane. Matthew Terraconi on Facebook. Then yeah, you'll find me.
Right on. Well, thanks guys for jumping on, and we'll get this out, and I will post all your links and stuff in the post itself, so that people can click on stuff, not have to remember it and type it in themselves. Because we're all lazy.
Hyperlinks.
Hyperlinks are the best thing.
Oh, guys.
Well, thank you for being on, and
Thank you guys so much for having us, and thank you again for just watching it. I really, really do appreciate it.
it was. If anybody can find this movie, it's around you being screened at any point, go check it out. It's definitely worth the watch. So,
I'll second that. Thank you very much.
more-
Really, guys, we really do appreciate it, man.
thanks for listening to the Cinematic Inquisition, and we will catch you next week.